WoodSongs is made possible by Visit Lex.com, providing information and activities to visitors of historic Lexington, Kentucky. The Martin Guitar Company in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, making handcrafted acoustic guitars since 1833. The Deering Banjo Company, providing American-made banjos for front porch pickers and professionals, online at deeringbanjos.com. And by Fransky String Instruments of Prairie Village, Kansas, online at mfstrings.com.
Here on the Louisiana Hayride, his name is Hank Williams, the
From the Grand Ole Opry, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys.
Hi, this is Bruce Horns.
Hi, this is Kevin Moe.
Hey, folks, this is Bela Fleck.
Hi, folks, this is Sam Bush.
Hello, this is Odetta.
This is Joan Baez, and you're listening to the WoodSongs Old-Time Radio Hour.
And now, gather the family around and sit back in your easy chair. It's time again for the WoodSongs Old-Time Radio Hour, our worldwide celebration of grassroots music. Let's welcome folk singer, author, and tree hugger, Michael Johnathon.
It's a song that Woody Guthrie wrote in the 1940s about how wonderful and amazing and important songs can be. He wrote this. He said, "I hate a song that makes you think you're just not any good. A song that makes you think you're born to lose, no good for nobody, no good for nothing, because you're too old, too fat, too skinny, too ugly. Songs that run you down, and I'm out to fight those songs with every last breath of air."
This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
He said, "I write songs that prove to you this is your world. And if it hits you pretty hard, if it knocks you down, and no matter what color you are, what size you are, or how you are built, I'm here to sing songs that make you take pride in yourself and everything that you do." He said, "I decided a long time ago that I'd rather starve to death than sing anything that makes you feel bad." As I look around, it's mighty plain to see this world is such a great and funny place to be. The rich man's getting richer, and the working man stays poor, and I ain't got no home in this world anymore. Play it now. Let's get the whole audience to sing with this marvelous choir on the stage. All together. Ready? Here we go.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
Sound great. Oh, now this land was made for you and me. And welcome everybody to the beautiful and the historic Lyric Theater in our hometown of Lexington, Kentucky. We are celebrating the 1,000th broadcast of the WoodSongs Old-Time Radio Hour. Yeah. We are broadcasting from Australia to Ireland, New Zealand to New York, Yuma, Arizona to the Yukon and northern Canada. Artists come from everywhere to be on our stage since the beginning. We celebrate this wonderful world of independent front porch music, and we say it every week. You don't have to be famous to be on WoodSongs. You just have to be very, very good. And for the 1,000th broadcast, who could we pick that would best represent the sheer effort of doing 1,000 of these together is our friends. They've been on the show before. They are multiple Grammy Award winners. They are the songwriting voices of major motion pictures. We're going to talk about that shortly. They're members of the Grand Ole Opry, and they had their own live audience radio broadcast of their own. We'll talk about that as well. They're going to do a tune from their 25th anniversary CD called Texas Plains. Please welcome our dear friends, Riders in the Sky.
I wanna drink my Java from an old tin can while the moon goes riding high. I wanna hear the sound of the whippoorwill. I wanna hear the coyotes cry. I wanna feel my saddle horse between my legs, riding him out on the range, just to kick him in the side, make him show his step and pride, back on those Texas plains. Somehow it seems I'm back in my dreams, way back where I belong on the WoodSongs Show.
I'm just an old cowhand from the Rio Grande, back where I was born.
Oh, these city ways and these city lights are driving me insane. I wanna be alone, I wanna be back home.
Where?
Back on those Texas plains. Mighty fine and a great big western howdy. Saddle pals, welcome to WoodSongs' 1,000th show. Don't touch that dial, saddle pals. It wouldn't be the cowboy way.
I wanna drink my Java from an old tin can while the moon goes riding high. I wanna hear the sound of the whippoorwill. I wanna hear the coyotes cry. I wanna feel my saddle horse between my legs, riding him out on the range, just to kick him in the side, make him show his step and pride, back on those Texas plains, back on those Texas plains.
Joey the Cowpolka King, Woody Paul, King of the Cowboy Fiddlers, Too Slim, Man of 1,000 Hats, and let's say hi to Ranger Doug, the idol of American youth. Whoa! So you are a master of the history of the American West and music, and you've written books and everything on this thing.
True enough. Thank you, Michael.
And so,
congratulations on 1,000 shows.
Well, thank you. Well, I was about to point out that Riders in the Sky, you've been together for over about 40 years, and you have done 7,000 plus concerts. I mean, that's a big number.
Tonight is 7,483.
Well, we're honored to be held.
It's a monument to sheer stubbornness.
Well, let's say we just heard Too Slim. Too Slim. It started a long time ago. You and Ranger Doug and another friend of yours, you decided to get together and you played this little, I guess it was like a German bar.
Herr Harry's Frankenstein.
That's. And you guys got together and you decided to do just the first time.
Ranger Doug had the idea. He called me up and he said, let's play this beer joint and we'll just sing cowboy songs. And I said, I don't have a hat. And he said, I'll bring you a hat. So he brought me a hat.
Yeah.
And I also said, can I play acoustic bass? He said, you have to play acoustic bass. Yeah. So I said, that's great.
And that was sort of like the beginning, that you got paid like a whopping $25.
We got $25.
You had to split 3 ways.
We split it $8 per man, and we tore up the last one in thirds.
Which I might point out is illegal, so just in case.
Well, back then it was not illegal. The statute of limitations has run out.
Has it run out? So what did you do with the thirds?
I put mine in my wallet.
Kept it for about 25 years.
Right. And then it just sort of disappeared.
Turned to dust.
Yeah, it just turned to dust.
And Ranger Doug, the name Riders in the Sky, how did that come about?
Well, actually, Too Slim could probably tell you the story better because he's the one who discovered it.
Yeah, I was looking at Sons of the Pioneers record albums, and there was a beautiful embossed leather. It said Riders in the Sky was the name of the album, and I said, Eureka! So I called Ranger Doug and I said, how about Riders in the Sky? We were going through, the Spice Girls. We thought maybe... But the audience was confused.
I don't know that I'd want to see you in spandex.
Yeah, well,
that's the thing.
Well, I said, how about 3 jacks and an ass?
Oh.
And Joey complained, and so we had to.
Let's go ahead and change.
Said Riders in the Sky.
Riders in the Sky was born, and part of the music, Ranger Doug, is the American West, is the idea of yodeling, which you are like one of the world's most expert yodelers.
I wouldn't go that far, but I do try it now and again.
It's trying to spice up the broadcast here.
That's right.
So.
That's right.
It's definitely the world's greatest chick magnet.
Does it not work?
Try it, guys. Really.
Go up to a lady and start yodeling. What does she do?
All right. Shall we do one?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. It's called the Happy Yodeler, Riders in the Sky on the WoodSongs Old-Time Radio.
It came rolling down the mountain from above. A little bit of lonesome, a little bit of love. It fits a western tune like hand in glove. A happy little thing they call a yodel. Ole yodel 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 ole yodel yodel ole yodel 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 ole yodel 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 yodel. I've been around the world a time or two, and I've seen some wondrous things that folks can do, but there's nothing like a yodel-a-doo to make you smile, a happy little yodel. Ole yodel 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 ole yodel yodel ole yodel yodel ole yodel 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 ole yodel 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 yodel. Ole yore 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 ole yore
You know what, Michael?
What's that?
I can't believe that. That's probably the highest note I've ever heard.
It ain't logical for a man to sing that high, if you ask me, Mike.
Well, this was a logical world. Men would ride side saddle.
The wisdom of riders in the
laughed,
sky.
I think. Or else had something in his throat. Are you okay? Okay.
So you...
Joey, are you okay?
I'm okay.
Back to you, Michael.
Yeah. Joey's girdle is too tight. Now you play in the bar. You get your $25. You split the one 3 ways. The next morning, you get up and you call Ranger Doug.
Yeah, I did exactly. I was working at the galvanizing plant at that point. Right. So I got up about 5:45, and I was still laughing. And I called him that afternoon, and I said, I don't know what happened back there, but America will pay to see that. And God bless them. They're still paying.
42 years later.
42 years later. Well, I think the audience loves it, so it's a good thing.
You know what? You know, the deal is that we loved it so much. That we love doing it so much, and the audience picks up on that. So I think that's really...
Well, among the 4, we're gonna certainly talk to everybody, but Joey, the cowpoke king,
yes,
here
Michael?
playing the accordion. I guess it's fair to say that you are the rookie of the group.
I am the rookie. I let the guys go for just a little bit more than 10 years, and in 1988 they found me under a viaduct, and I was holding up a sign that said, "We'll squeeze for food." And so Ranger Doug took pity on me and said, "Why don't you come and do the radio show?" And I said, "I don't have a hat." And he said, "Well, I'll give you a hat."
Seems like that's how every band member comes on board. Now I'm going to brag on you a little bit, Joey, okay? He has collaborated with John Denver, Ricky Skaggs, Andy Williams, Ricky Van Shelton, Emmylou Harris, and Paul McCartney.
Who?
Of all the Beatles. And so, I mean, you have quite a little resume that you brought to the band.
Listen, it was all good money, too, I'll tell you.
Well, let's get back into your music. They got a great song called Blue Shadows. It is Riders in the Sky on the WoodSongs Old-Time Radio Hour.
Shades of night are falling as the wind begins to sigh, and the world is silhouetted against the sky. Sounds like mating season out there.
Blue shadows on the trail, blue moon shining through the trees, and a plaintive wail from the distance comes a-drifting on the evening breeze. Move along, blue shadows, move along. Soon the dawn will come and you'll be on your way. But until the
shadows move along, move along, move along, move along.
Soon the
Dawn will come and you'll be on your way. But until the darkness sheds its veil, there'll be blue shadows on the trail. Shadows on the trail.
Blue Shadows, multi-Grammy Award winners, Riders in the Sky, helping us celebrate WoodSong's 1,000th broadcast. And we have over here Woody Paul on fiddle, violin. So you heard of these guys playing this cowboy music, and you go to them and see if they needed an extra member to their band.
Well, I heard them, and they sound like they need a little help to me.
And to show the Kentucky connection, your first gig with Riders in the Sky was at the Kentucky State Fair.
Exactly right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Kentucky State Fair. Yay, Kentucky. Right?
We were in the Hall of Giant Vegetables. They had corn stalks like fit. They had squash. Remember that? Pumpkins.
Oh, man.
They had tobaccos 10 feet high.
So I gather it was not the main stage.
Oh, wait, no. No, it was not the main stage. But it was where we sort of learned how to do a set and how to do a show. Yeah.
So, and that's where Woody Paul sort of joined and became...
August of 1978.
1978. And, you know, Joey, the cowpoke king on the accordion, they had experience with Paul McCartney, and Too Slim, you kind of have a history with Paul McCartney.
Yes, I had a lot to do with the Paul is dead rumor, which was...
Now this is serious because this is true. You actually did.
I did.
This is not making a joke.
No.
You were in college.
Yes.
You wrote an article.
I did. I wrote a review of Abbey Road, which said that Paul was killed in a car wreck in 1966.
This is what you said in the article.
That's what I said.
And it went viral before viral.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. I said that the Beatles disclosed this news to the world through a series of clues that were hidden in the songs and the album covers. And people believed it. And so I was in the uncomfortable position of saying, no, it's a joke. Which all my life, that's the kiss of death, as you know.
So it's sort of serendipity that part of Riders in the Sky membership would be a guy who actually worked with someone claiming to be Paul McCartney.
Exactly. Yes. Actually, William Campbell, who won a look-alike contest in Edinburgh.
That's right. Have you ever met Paul McCartney?
No, I would love to.
Yeah,
because he gets the joke. He understands. Plus, I helped him sell millions of records. I always thought they should send me a fruit basket or something. I don't know.
A gold record.
Something.
At least an aluminum record, right? Yeah. Now, Woody Paul over here, expert fiddle player. We're about to get into a song that's going to show off your fiddle playing. How old were you when you started playing the violin?
I think I was 11 years old. 11
years old. And was it classically trained, or were you doing the bluegrass non-note music?
That's questionable. No, I just listened to the radio and watched the guys on TV. That's how I learned. I got a fiddle for Christmas when I was 11 years old. And boy, was it a rough ride, and still is.
Well, we're going to show what an expert musician you actually are. He's going to do a fiddle medley. It is Riders in the Sky on the WoodSongs Old-Time Radio Hour.
A little bit of Liberty and Golden Slippers and the Fisher's Hornpipe, right, boys?
Woody Paul, king of the cowboy fiddlers and riders in the sky. In the second half hour, we're going to talk more about their music, their background, their history. They're going to play the medley of songs from the motion picture Toy Story. And wait till you meet this week's WoodSongs kid. We will be back right after this.
Well, mighty fine and a great big western howdy. I'm Ranger Doug.
I'm Woody Paul.
And I'm Too Slim with Riders in the Sky.
And you're listening to the WoodSongs Old-Time Radio Hour, because it's the cowboy way.
And thank you, Riders in the Sky, helping us celebrate 1,000 WoodSongs broadcasts. They are here as special guests for the entire hour. We are coming to you from our beautiful, beautiful hometown in Lexington, Kentucky, the Great Lyric Theater. What a beautiful room. We're at the crossroads of America's folk and bluegrass music, the gateway city to the magnificent Appalachian Mountains. Lexington could not be the nicest hometown in the world for us to do a broadcast like this. We're on over 500 radio stations worldwide. And say hello to all the listeners out there. We're on American Forces Radio Network, who puts this radio broadcast, our show 1000 with Riders in the Sky, is broadcasting on 2 radio stations in 177 nations, from South Korea all the way to Kuwait, plus every single military base in the world, every U.S. naval ship in the world, every Coast Guard vessel sailing in North America. And as always, we want to say hello to the men and women out there that are working so hard, bringing them a little taste of home and some front porch music. We're on public television stations from coast to coast, and we recently found out that WoodSongs is now airing on Portland Public Radio in Oregon, Memphis Public Radio in Tennessee, and Penn State Public Television in Pennsylvania. So let's say hi to the listeners out there. We're on the RFD television network. We're in schools. If you're a homeschool parent or if you're a teacher and you visit the WoodSongs website, you see a bunch of amazing things that we have for you and your students, along with lesson plans that go along with it. And because of that, this time of every show, we invite a youngster from somewhere in North America to come on our broadcast. They get to sing one song in the presence of seasoned touring artists, in this case, Grammy-winning Riders in the Sky, and they get treated as equals. And they come from California and Canada and Florida and Vermont and everywhere. But for this particular broadcast, we wanted a youngster from Kentucky, so all the way from London, Kentucky, let's welcome Miss Phoebe White. Hello, Phoebe.
Hello.
So, Phoebe, you're 10 years old, right?
Yes, sir.
And you were on WoodSongs once before.
Yes, sir.
And you were so wonderful that we were doing a concert at a castle near Lexington starring Riders in the Sky. And who opened that show?
Me.
That was you. And Riders in the Sky were so impressed with you, Too Slim. What happened with Phoebe after you guys saw her?
Go ahead, Woodrow.
Well, we invited her to come down to Nashville and play the public library with us, and stayed in touch and love her to death. And so excited to see her here tonight. On the way over here, I called her mother and said, "Is Phoebe going to be there?" Because I didn't realize that she was going to be here. I'm so excited.
She's your WoodSongs
so
kid
great.
tonight. So that must have been fun, right? A major acts like Rider in the Sky saw you and invited you to come to Nashville. How did that feel?
Amazing.
And you're going to sing a very special song for us tonight. Do you remember the original artist who sang this song?
Patsy Montana.
Patsy Montana. And this is a historic song. It's the first million-selling song by a woman artist.
Yes, sir.
And you're a woman artist.
Yes, sir.
And you're going to sing it. And you're going to sell 1 million copies of these too, right? She's 10 years old. She's from London, Kentucky. She's going to sing Cowboy Sweetheart, and she's going to be backed up by Riders in the Sky. It is Phoebe White on the WoodSongs.
Before I sing, I want to be a cowboy sweetheart. I want to learn to rope and ride. I want to ride through the plains and
She's 10 years old. Phoebe White, everybody.
Thank you, Phoebe.
You know, Ranger Doug, she yodels so good, she could be the daughter you did not know you had.
You never know.
So, performing, you guys attract a lot of kids
Yes, we do.
to the shows that you do. Families is a big part of the history of Riders in the Sky.
Yes.
And then one day you got invited by Pixar to do the soundtrack for a really cool motion picture.
Yes, they called us up and asked us if we would be interested in singing a song in the movie Toy Story 2, and we thought it over for a quarter of a second and said, yes!
Could you ever imagine that the songs from that movie would become such a identifiable part of your canon, your music?
Well, you can dream, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, oftentimes we play that song and people say, "Oh, those guys." That's who that
it
is.
was.
Well, we're going to get into the medley. I guess we'll call it the Woody's Roundup medley.
Yes.
Anything in particular you want to say before we go into it?
Well, it was such a thrill to be at the Grammys.
Oh.
You can't believe how beautiful it is. The thousands of the most glamorous people, red carpet, paparazzi.
Yeah.
But there's a little room backstage you never get to see, Michael.
Which is?
And you're jammed in there with the 250 biggest stars in the recording industry.
Right there.
Beyonce.
Yes.
Whoa. Tony Bennett, the legend.
Yeah, Bruce Springsteen.
You know, just hanging out with them.
Yeah, we're the only ones there, Mike, that I'd never heard of.
The highlight of the night to me was seeing Too Slim over at the Punch Bowl talking to Eminem.
I was talking to Eminem.
Yeah.
I said, "Yo, I'm Too Slim. Yes, I'm the real Slim. All the other Too Slims are not the same as him. Will the real Too Slim please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up." He said, "Yo, my name's Too Slim, and I'm here to say that I'm going to entertain you in the cowboy way. I'm going to farmer dance and go and play my bass. I'm going to get down. I might play my face." Yo.
Word.
Eminem is coming to this stage.
Eminem is doing wood songs?
In 35 years, yeah. It's
Folk music, hip hop, my dream is coming true.
Yeah.
They're going to do the Woody Roundup medley. It is Riders in the Sky on the WoodSongs Old-Time Radio.
Woody's Roundup, right here every day. Woody's Roundup, come on, it's time to play. There's Jessie the yodeling cowgirl, yodelay, 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 yodelay. Bullseye, he's Woody's horse. He's a smart man. Pete the old prospector, and Woody the man himself. Of course, it's time for Woody's Roundup. He's the very best. He's the rootinest, tootinest cowboy in the wild, wild west.
She was born in Oklahoma, in the rolling Osage Hills, and she rode her pinto pony at full gallop for her thrills. Her yodeling swept the country, an epidemic that all caught us. Now everybody knows her as the epiglottis goddess.
They call her Jessie, the yodeling cowgirl.
As dainty as a fairy, princess of the prairie.
Yes, she's Jessie, the yodeling cowgirl.
She rides along and yodels a song from dawn till dusk till dawn.
'Cause she's Jessie, the yodeling cowgirl.
Ole, yodel, 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 ole, yodel,
You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me.
When the road looks rough ahead, and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed. Now just remember what your old pal said, boy.
You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me.
Some other folks might be a little bit smarter than I am, bigger and stronger too, maybe. But none of them will ever love you the way I do. It's me and you.
And as the years go by,
boys, our friendship will never die.
You're gonna see it's our destiny. You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. Oh,
It's Woody's Roundup. I'm going to do a little bragging on these guys. Riders in the Sky won a Grammy Award for Best Musical Album for Children because of this album, and we're very proud of that. And then Too Slim, after this, you got invited to do the music for Monsters, Inc., another big animated motion picture.
Yes, we did. Yep.
And you won a Grammy Award for that.
We did.
Let's go straight into another song, shall we? This is a very nice little twist of the baseball here. It's called "The Arms of Love," and this is a song that Woody Paul wrote. And you guys are ready to do it?
Yeah.
Riders in the Sky, "The Arms of Love" on the WoodSongs Old-Time Radio Hour.
Perhaps the most beloved of all the Woody Paul compositions.
Silver moon sailing high across the wide prairie sky, lead me home to the arms of my love. Why did I ever go chasing cattle and rainbows far away from the arms of my love? Does she wait by the firelight, cry through the long night? Does she dream of the cowboy who rode through her heart? Dusty trail, lead me on, and I'll never roam evermore from the arms of my love.
Written by Woody Paul, king of the cowboy fiddlers. If you'd like to explore the music of Riders in the Sky, if you'd like to watch what you're hearing on the radio, all you have to do is visit the WoodSongs website. You will find this broadcast labeled as WoodSongs Show number 1000. 1000 with Riders in the Sky. And Too Slim, all you guys, one of the reasons I wanted you on the broadcast is because you know what it's like to have your own live audience broadcast. You know what it's like to produce one and try to get it out and work it. And you had one for quite a while.
We did, yeah. We had a show for about 6 or 7 years. We did like 270 episodes of, we did it in Cincinnati, and it was called Riders Radio Theater.
You did that for about 6, 7 years. You started it in Nashville, though, right?
We started in Nashville. We did it for a year, and then WVXU picked it up in Cincinnati, and we went to the Emory Theater every month for the next 6 years.
And it was just a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
But having you here with your history and stuff, I couldn't think of anybody better to celebrate our broadcast celebration with. And, you know, the way you acknowledge the history of this music, Sons of the Pioneers, of course, are a big part of the legacy of the music that you guys do, right, Ranger Doug?
Right, indeed. That's our main inspiration is keeping alive that sound that they started.
Didn't you see him? When was the first time you thought, that's what I want to do?
Well, I had grown up listening to that music and sort of forgotten about it, and I went out to the first and last Western Swing Festival, and they were on it, and I thought that, well, I don't know what these guys are doing there, you know, and Western Swing is dance music. And after a whole day of hearing songs about drinking beer and faithless lovers, they come out singing about the timber trail and the wide open spaces way out there and tumbling tumbleweeds, and brought back my whole childhood. Said, I got to do that.
And you have since come out with several books that study that music and document the history of it all.
That's good.
Well, we have reached the end of our hour, and we could not have picked a better song, a more fun song for the audience to hear than a classic called Rawhide. It's Riders in the Sky.
Rolling, 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 rawhide, rawhide, y'all get up there. Keep rolling, 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 though the streams are swollen. Keep them doggies rolling, rawhide. Through rain and wind and weather, hell-bent for leather, wishing my gal was by my side. All the things I'm missing, good fiddles, love, and kissing, are waiting at the end of my ride. Get up there! Come on, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, move on, hit 'em up. Yeah, get up there! Ride 'em in, cut 'em out, ride 'em in, cut 'em out, moving, though they're disapproving. Keep them WoodSongs moving, rawhide. Don't try and understand them, just rope and throw and brand them. Soon we'll be living high and wide. My heart's calculating, my true love will be waiting at the end of my ride. Get up there, come on, hit 'em up, move on, move on, hit 'em up. Get up there. Ride 'em in, cut 'em out, ride 'em in, cut 'em out, rawhide, rawhide, rawhide. Get up there, get up there.
Wasn't it great having Riders in the Sky on our 1000th broadcast? The incredible Phoebe White from London, Kentucky, this week's WoodSongs kid.
Michael, we've done this show the cowboy way.
No, The classic Riders in the Sky pose. I love it. Well, we love you guys. Thank you very much for being part of it. You know, Maya Angelou, a long time ago, she said music was her refuge. She'd crawl into the space between notes and curl my back to loneliness. And you know, there's nothing better than the community of friends and family that music draws people together. This is an incredible front porch, and WoodSongs has certainly served as a front porch for many. And I'm reminded of what John Lennon said. He said, "A dream that you dream alone is only a dream, but a dream you dream together becomes a reality." And it's this community of friends that have made WoodSongs a reality for 1,000 shows. The real miracle of WoodSongs, though, is not just the artists, it's not just the crew, it's not all the partners that make it possible. It's the fact that you, the audience, has shown up for 1,000 shows, and for that we thank you. My name is Michael Johnathon. I'm a folk singer. I am a song farmer. We'll see you next week on the Woods.
You've been listening to WoodSongs broadcast number 1000. Michael's opening song was Woody's Poem from the Legacy album featuring Emily Weaver, opera vocal, Bob Bryan on bass, Lee Carroll on piano, and the WoodSongs 1000 Choir.
Our chief engineer is Jerome Galt. Technical assistants are Brian Klossing, Brandon Eves, Isaac.
Well, there's our show. I hope you had a good time. We sure had a good time making it. If you'd like to send me an email, I'd love to hear from you. My email address is michael@woodsongs.com. If you visit our website, there's a huge archive page of hundreds of past shows. While you're there, you can find out how you can become a song farmer. And speaking of the archives, here's a scene from one of those past shows now. We'll see you again next week on the WoodSongs Old-Time Radio Hour.
On a cold Nebraska night, they say she died one winter when there came a killing frost, and the pony she named Wildfire busted down his stall. In a blizzard he was lost. Ran calling wildfire. She ran calling wildfire. She ran calling wildfire.
Closed captioning provided by Highbridge Springwater. WoodSongs is made possible by Visit Lex.com, providing information and activities to visitors of historic Lexington, Kentucky. The Martin Guitar Company in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, making handcrafted acoustic guitars since 1833. The Deering Banjo Company, providing American-made banjos for front porch pickers and professionals, online at deeringbanjos.com. And by Fransky String Instruments of Prairie Village, Kansas, online at mfstrings.com.